Hello my loves, it's Haley Reese, and today's video is going to be an extension off of my Let's Talk About Sex and Relationships video, because when I asked you guys to send in questions for me to answer, this was one of them, and I really did consider answering it in that video, but girl, I have so much experience in this that I figured I would make an entire video revolving around it, because this can be one of the hardest things to deal with, I find, when you're getting into a new relationship or you're in a relationship, and that is dealing with the girls of your man's past. Now, I first want to say that there are two types of girls that you'll really encounter when you are getting into a new relationship. One is an ex-girlfriend that has maybe been with him for a long period of time or has, shared part of his life with him. And the other is maybe the girl that they had a few times together, they had some fun, it never really progressed, and then he met you. Now, this is very important to decipher between the two because there is like a big difference between that, and there is a big difference on how you, as a classy woman that we all are going to deal with it. I feel like, I'm obviously gonna relate this to my relationship because it's the only real experience I have with it. It's a big experience in this department, but it's the only one that I have. And in my experience, there wasn't really an ex-girlfriend that was like, had shared his life with him and had been with him. It was just like girls that he had seen here and there. They maybe dated on and off, or they maybe had like a little fling, but it wasn't anyone serious that I had to deal with. It was girls who had wanted to get into a serious relationship with him, and then he ended up with me. Now, I feel like if somebody has an ex-girlfriend that has shared their past and shared part of their life with them, no matter what, no matter how much you don't like them, no matter how much they try to get under your skin or they try to come in between you guys, you have to respect what they had in the past. It is what it is. Obviously that person really cared for them at one point. They cared for each other. That does not by any means come in and like swoop up or change what you guys have together. That's in the past, but you have to respect it for what it was then. I know that like ex-girlfriends can get crazy, but let's be real, girl. Between you and I, us girls in general get a little cuckoo when it comes to men. I know that I can get my crazy on when it comes to my baby that I love, so honestly, we can't really pull the she's crazy card unless she's just actually crazy and like needs actual help, then that's something different. But we can't really say, oh my god, she's so crazy, because come on girl, when we all break up or we go through hard times, we all have a little bit of crazy that comes out. I know I do. I'm not gonna sit here and play little Miss Angel innocent. We all have it. But there are some girls that I have had experience with that are actually crazy, and that will do anything to come between you guys and will do anything to cause issues. So this video, I'm kind of going to give you guys the best advice that I can on trying to cope with these girls, trying to deal with them, and keeping yourself as a classy class act who doesn't take shit from anybody, but also doesn't disrespect anybody. So in my experience, right when I got into my relationship, all these girls started coming out of the woodwork. They all were trying to bug me. They were commenting on my Instagram. They were trying to like slide into his text messages, trying to cause issues, trying to see what it is. And honestly, it never really bothered me. It frustrated me that these girls from the past were trying to, persuade him to get away from me. But here's one thing that you need to know, and I'm clapping my cast because it is so important. You cannot control what these girls are going to do. They don't owe you any loyalty unless they're your friend. They don't owe you any respect. People should respect people, but they don't owe it to you. He does. He owes you the loyalty. He owes you the respect. So really, I didn't get so mad that they were reaching out to him because it was about how he was going to handle it. He loves me. I know that he loves me, or else he would be with them. And that is one of my biggest things that I can say to you is you need to trust that these girls from the past are in his past for a reason. These girls that he almost dated didn't make it to the relationship for a reason. He chose you. He's in love with you. So you can't really get mad at him for how girls are gonna react to him or girls are gonna reach out to him. I have seen it all, believe me, but it's about how your man respects you and how he corresponds with them when they're reaching out to him. And that will truly be a test of your relationship. I've always said I will never tell him who he can and cannot talk to, because if you shelter him, if you keep him in this little bubble and you try to protect him and you don't want any girls around him, how do you ever really know how he reacts in those situations? You know, like, it's not about who he's around, who he's talking to. As far as I'm concerned, you could put him into a room full of naked girls, and if his loyalty truly lies with you, he will choose you. Don't let anybody say anything different, because when people are in love and people are valuing one another and respecting one another, it doesn't matter who contacts them. It could be frickin', I don't know, who's the most beautiful girl in the world? There's a bunch of them. It could be any of those most beautiful girl in the world. It could be a damn Victoria's Secret model. It could be frickin' Beyonce. It could be anybody. It could be the queen of the world. And if he loves you, he will choose you. And you have to trust that. Now, these girls were always trying to get a rise out of me, and my biggest thing is that I love making them think I don't care and I don't notice. I really don't care, but I love to make them think that I don't know that they got with him, I don't know that they had a past. I just literally don't answer them. I don't acknowledge them. If I see them out and he talks to them, I introduce myself just as nicely. You carry yourself with class and dignity. You cannot represent and you cannot control how these women are going to act, but you can control how you act. You can carry yourself with class and respect and hold your head high, because guess who's on his arm? It's you. It's not these girls, it's you that's on his arm. It's you that he loves. So you just gotta be like, girl. It comes back to ultimately trust. And at the end of the day, I know that it's so hard to deal with it. I know that it's hard to even think about your man having a past, but you kind of just have to acknowledge the fact that life changes, life happens, and you are in his life currently for a reason. He wants to be with you for a reason. Now, dealing with like the actual ex-girlfriend who has been with him for, let's say, a few years, it's a little bit harder, I know, because you know that these people have a past, you're starting something new, and maybe you have insecurity of like him still having feelings for her or him wanting to go back to her or whatever. First of all, you guys have to create like guidelines in your relationship and lines that like can't be crossed. So, you know, what I always say is if you're texting another girl late at night, disrespectful. Just as if you're texting another guy late at night, disrespectful. But if somebody reaches out during the day and just wants to see how you're doing, maybe you'll be okay with that. Maybe you'll say, okay, you know, it's the afternoon, she's seeing how he's doing, whatever. But if you're not somebody that wants him talking to his ex-girlfriend, period, you need to lay that out on the table and tell him this. You need to have communication and trust between the two of you. It's really important that even though they have a past, you realize that he's moving forward with his future with you for a reason. There's never really going to be a disconnect between people who have been together, because you shared a part of your life with them. You'll always have that to connect on. But it's also really important to remember that people move on. And just because he'll never lose what he had with her, because it will always stay in the past, it'll always be there, it's no longer what they have. And what he has now is you, and you, girl, are a queen. You are his queen, you are his baby, you are his princess, you are everything that that man needs and more. And you seriously cannot let the insecurity of the past ruin it. Trust me, living in the past, stressing the past, worrying about the past is only going to be detrimental to your relationship. You just got to recognize your worth, recognize that he is with you, recognize that what you have is different. It's very different, and it's more than enough. So I would just say, when these girls reach out to you, they reach out to him, first of all, let him handle it. You don't need to get involved. It just makes you look insecure. I'll tell you something, okay? This is a really great example. When girls message me thinking that I want their man, this used to happen in like elementary school. I used to always think, wow, they're really insecure about me. Like, why do they think that I want him? I don't want him. Like, why are they so insecure? And it kind of gives you a little bit of an ego boost, which sounds very immature and ridiculous, but it's true, thinking that some girl feels threatened by you. So the biggest thing that you can do is just stay out of it. Let him handle it, let him not answer her, let him show her that he's moved on, and you carry yourself with class, dignity, and respect, and keep your head held high, and it will bother her a million times more that you are being the bigger person and you're just like, girlfriend. Anyways, guys, I don't really know what else to say about this. Maybe I'll do like a Q&A for particular situations and we can kind of have like girl chat and talk about things that you guys are going through. I know that my Let's Talk About Sex and Relationships video really helped a lot of you out, and I really enjoyed filming it. So maybe I'll do one of those every month, not necessarily about sex and relationships, just different girly topics. I think that would be really fun. So make sure that you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and you guys can leave me your questions there. And definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on when I post videos. I post quite a lot of videos, so you might want to subscribe and stay up to date on that. If you guys enjoyed this video, like I just said, go ahead and click that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it if you do. Remember, my loves, when it comes to those crazy girls, do all things with kindness. And until next time, love you.